Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, all men, women, and children. Time for another daily vlog once again. So, I just had to make another vlog. This one is regarding the wolves in sheep's clothing. This is what this vlog will be entitled: Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. So, as I've informed everybody, ladies and gentlemen, these are anti-Christian courts working for the Antichrist, with the help of these judges acting unlawfully, working for commercial fraud, working to fill the paedophile Freemasons government's pockets, the paedophile protectors. As you're aware, Jimmy Savile, Lord Janner, Rolf Harris, and even their ex-Prime Minister of England, all paedophiles, and all given police protection for up to 50 years. So, I've advised you, ladies and gentlemen, also once again regarding the call for Metropolitan Police in England admitted responsibility of protecting Jimmy Savile and the ex-Prime Minister of England, who was a paedophile. They were both friends as well. Be aware of this. They belong to the same lodge. These molesters, they belong to the same Freemason, devil, religious, paedophile cult lodge. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. This pestilence and transgression has been perpetrated against the poor people from very many centuries, with the help of these judges with their wigs on their heads. These molesters have advised they need to be paid the balance with onions and tomatoes lawfully, especially with rotten tomatoes, as in the days of old these molesting judges used to have tomatoes thrown in their faces. These molesting paedophile protectors, warmongers and killers of the poor people worldwide, with the help of their media, they keep covering it up, and their judges, the molesters, they're telling news stories in their fraudulent news. They're telling you it's just a story, something they've made up to frighten you. Be aware of this. They have to use intimidation and frightening tactics to frighten and bully members of the public to believe them. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I've advised, these judges in these courts are the wolves in sheep's clothing under the biblical laws, masquerading as judges. Judgment will come on them. But many of these wolves in sheep's clothing, these corrupt, molesting judges, molesting administrators, had many of them personally and individually liable, ready for judgment day. So I've informed everybody we're living in the times of judgment. Many of these molesters are personally and individually liable to me. They'll be made to pay on judgment day, these molesters. They're part of this racket which has been suppressing the poor people and the human rights and mankind, or all men, women and children worldwide, for money. These molesters and paedophile protectors. Money is their God. Money is their religion. Pedophilia is their God, and pedophilia is their religion. All of these molesters in these courts, all the security guards working in these courts, covering up these activities, the molesters. So they've been doing it for very many centuries. And now the poor people have gained a full knowledge and full understanding as to what these molesters have been protecting secretly with the help of their lodges and their courts and their demonic police force, enforcing policies which are not even laws. They're just rules and regulations, statutory rules, statutory regulations, and statutory acts. These could never be recognized as a law. But you're fooled into believing these are laws. Be aware, I've informed you, ladies and gentlemen, a law has to have a breach if a law is violated. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. Learn your rights. Learn the fundamental traditions, principles, and customs of the common law. Learn the fundamental traditions, principles, and customs of the human rights law. Learn the traditions, principles, and customs of all forms of laws and the Holy Bible law. Be aware of this, the highest law of the land, the Holy Bible laws which I travel in. taking on any pedophile, government molesting thief and transgressor, tyrant and bully, coming to cause robbery and attempted robbery with the help of his judges and the police and the wolves in sheep's clothing. These judges are these molesters. Under the biblical law, they're transgressors, tyrants, thieves, warmongers, bullies, pillagers of the land. They've been pillaging from the poor people and killing the poor people and covering it up internally. This is all they do, these molesters. And covering up pedophilia internally. All of the gang of molesters worldwide in these councils, in these lodges, in these police stations. This is what they're protecting. Worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Do your own investigation. And all the truth will be revealed. You will find out what these molesters are really about. And they're demon worshippers and Satan worshippers and working for the Antichrist. Be aware of this. They're working for the one-eyed beast. That's why they have the one-eyed symbolism on the dollar bill. They use one-eyed symbolism everywhere. This is their form of language. They use a different form of language, a demonic language using signs and symbols. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. These are big molesters and thieves and killers of the poor people once again. So everybody must hold their hands up together and make a prayer to take out these molesters and pedophile protectors worldwide, who are part of creating this evil demonic system and putting the whole world into debt, telling them fake news stories, lies on the news stories, telling them fables, nursery rhymes, and making up rubbish in their media and wanting you to believe it. These molesting thieves, they want you to control your thoughts, feed you with garbage in their media. Be aware of this, ladies and gentlemen. They want to feed you with garbage. Just as most of their food now, they've turned it into garbage. Feeding them chemicals, unhealthy chemicals. Taking the naturalness out of the good food, the almighty food given from the almighty creator. They've got to tamper with everything worldwide, even tampering with the water you drink, putting demonic chemicals in there as well, even demonic chemicals in the food you eat daily just to help them to grow it faster so they can collect more revenue, these pedophile protectors, and giving you poison to eat, which is causing the cancers and all the worldwide diseases. These molesters are part of causing them. Causing famine and worldwide starvation in all nations, these molesters. Rigging the currency, controlling the currency, violating the traditions, principles and customs of everyone's human rights law worldwide, breach of personal liberty and breach of personal rights, breach of human rights law. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, recognize what's been occurring for very many centuries, very many thousands of years by these devil worshippers. It's no longer a secret anymore who these molesters are and what they're about and what they've been practicing for very many centuries and their secret demonic rituals. It's no longer a secret, these dirty molesters. Do your own investigation and you'll find out. The truth will be revealed about these molesters worldwide in high places and the pedophile rings they operate for very many centuries. This is the end of the vlog now.